Hi, kids. How we doing?
Everybody.
Yes, it is getting started a little late tonight because my better half and I were traveling back from Chicago.
Yep.
Technically St. Charles area, about an hour north of Chicago, out in the suburbs out there.
Oh, is it like an island down on Lake Michigan?
No. It's heading. It's like northwest, heading out towards Milwaukee.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so not too far away. I think it's
Gotcha.
about an hour away from the Wisconsin border.
Is that the area where in Chicago PD, whenever they dump a body outside the city, they go there? Or
No, it's a really nice, expensive neighborhood.
I'm joking.
No, that would be south. South is where they would go, technically. So funny angle. It's a funny angle tonight for me on the camera because Mr. Graham doesn't have his iPad, so he's using my phone stand for him. And
yeah, our whole routine was messed up today.
1 second. I just want to make sure the show's being heard because I don't see the normal captions.
It was messed up today.
We're good.
Okay, very good. There we go. She just had to double check to make sure
I
the
just
show's
wanted to make sure everyone was hearing. I'm paranoid because restreamed that one time, so now it's kind of got me a little crazy.
her muterus. She just wants to be heard for fuck's sake.
Heard.
That's all it is.
Heard.
Y'all are such dorks.
Yes, we are.
I mean, I love you both, but you're still very much dorks.
All right, we ready to do a show?
Ready
Yeah, I'm
to
good.
do a show.
Let's
All
hit
right,
it. Let's hit
very
it
good.
up.
I'm not going to put out the whiskey bottle in front of anybody's face because it's a surprise for Sam tonight.
Yes, I actually, in the description, I put surprise.
Awesome. All right, let's do it.
All right.
You have me muted for the intro, Mel.
Ah, shit. Let's just start it all over again. Let me delete that. Sorry, the iPad was making noises earlier.
Yep, that's fine.
Plus, I've been on a flight.
Honestly, mute after I do the intro, mute it, and I don't need it for later.
Okay. Take two, everybody.
Okay, this is Alejandro Aguilar. If you hear Arsenal winning, that's fake news. You're listening to the DU Football Show.
Hey, Mel, do you have to do a shot of Malort today?
No, sir, I do not.
I don't have to do a shot of Malort either. Hey, Sammy, do you gotta do a
Yeah, I have to-
daggers of death? I'm getting stared.
Yeah, I have to do 1/3 of the shots that you have done this season, both of you.
Well, it's about time you finally joined the club.
Come on.
Let's start the show.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston.
Sam Houston?
Arsenal fans have another Sam. AKA the fucking Gooner Graham. Snub of my lord. Look straight in shorts. Sam Grammy.
Sam Graham.
Fucking United! Fucking United!
Hello and welcome to the DU Football Show, a completely biased recap of the English Premier League as told by two common American schmucks. I am your host, Sam Houston, and now a member of the defeated, my co-host, Mr. Samuel Graham.
I am
Sammy,
still
how you
very
doing?
much on top of the world, my friend. Much like my team are on top of the Premier League.
Yeah, well-
Still, despite that loss.
Well, you
Because
have your,
the other people in the top six just aren't as fucking good.
well, that and also you like to fuck it right off at Old Trafford. That is
Every
always
time.
has been the Arsenal way for a very, very
One
long time.
win in the last 15 attempts, now 16 attempts at Old Trafford.
It's a thing of beauty.
I wouldn't call it that. Unless you're a rugby supporter.
We're recording at the DU Public House just outside the nation's capital. You can check us out on all podcast platforms. Please be sure to rate, subscribe, review, share with a full footballing friend. Of course, join us on Monday nights on our live streams. Everywhere, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, everywhere. You just want to check out the show, please do.
Famously, except Instagram.
Yeah, exactly. And Mel is manning the chat room.
chat,
so
yeah.
if you have questions, feel free to shoot some to her. Or if we can work it into the show, we'd be more than glad to answer them for you. And should you want to chat with us, there is many ways that you can. Mr. Graham, tell the good people how they can get in touch.
Well, through said chats on the live stream, obviously. You can also get in touch via email, dufootballshow@gmail.com, and all the social medias if you just want to send us a DM or something like that for next week, or you think of something midweek. It's very simple. It's at dufootballshow on all of the socials. We do check the Instagram. We do check the Twitter. We do check the Facebook. So just hit us up, and, we'll be able to do that.
I love it. Sam and myself both work in the wine and spirit industry and both have a deep, passionate love for all things distilled spirits. So as the red-blooded Americans we are, we've got to have a drink in our hand throughout this show and every single show. Boys and girls,
I don't know what it is.
your boy came up with a little bit of a treat. While I was in St. Charles, went to a really kick-ass farm-to-table place called Hardwood. They had a couple other places called the Farmhouse and the Stable Room, which are all kind of like more like old classic chop house dinner, Midwestern dinner club kind of places, right?
Okay.
But at Hardwood Day, it was all farm to table food. So we had a cool little charcuterie and some really good, like all the greens are in their made in their greenhouse and all that good stuff. But also an exceptional fucking whiskey selection. Had myself a glass of Little Book number 1.
Ooh.
They're now on chapter 6. Little Book number 1 famously made the was number 11 on the 2018. Oh, we're having a little trouble with the microphone there again. On the 2018 list for Whiskey Advocate, and that was the year before we started doing that.
Yes.
List, right?
Yep.
$44 for 2 ounces.
Ooh, that's not bad.
They had Black Prince, $150 for 2 ounces.
All right.
That is very, very fair. I took some pictures. So like, there's a row of like Bookers. There's like 20 different bottles of Bookers along the way there, which is absolute insanity. But the second glass that I got to have, that I was very, 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 very excited about, was number 4 off of the 2019 list. Mr. Graham, I give you Heaven Hill bottle and fucking bond
yes.
for us to try.
Get
And
in.
Mel has the
That's exciting. That was one we just
right up.
weren't able to find.
It wasn't available in Maryland. And now, as you know, I did get to try the Master's Keep at
Yes.
the Woodford Master's Keep. So after this, you still have to try the Woodford Master's Keep, and we just have to find the Adamans. That's it. We finish that list if we do.
Sweet. I don't know where I'm going to get the Woodford Master's Keep from, but thank you, sir.
Yeah, not a problem.
Do you want the write-up? You want me to read it?
Pass it to Mr. Graham. Let him read it.
Listen, it's my job, okay?
Yeah.
What are you, the second best cold reader in the business?
We'll see if I fuck this up or not. In 2018, Heaven Hill discontinued its 6-year-old bottle and bond bourbon that was sold only in Kentucky, but now has roared back with its widely available 7-year-old. While the bottled and bond designation isn't necessarily a quality guarantee, this whiskey more than proves its merit. It's explosive, bold, and buttery with warm flavors of honey-roasted peanuts, caramel, chocolate, corn muffins, licorice, and cinnamon, all accented by notes of savory herbs, clove, white pepper, tobacco, and an earthy undertone. Well-integrated big oak sweetness and spice combine to create grace, power, and length. This is pure bourbon bliss at a very approachable price. And as you all are getting it for free, you just got the best cold read I've ever done in my life. Get the fucking, come on.
I was like, snaps. That was really fucking good.
And the
I had
eyes.
inflection and everything. I was banging. There was emotion. There was a video. Come on.
When's Graham doing Shakespeare in the fucking park, man?
know, seriously, I'm
Fucking
like,
gonna give me the Hamlet speech,
who's
with
this
the
guy?
fucking with Uric in the skull. Fucking hell.
Hey, to be or not to be, you can find this for $40. All right.
Yeah.
Right around.
Got it. Obviously, markup price.
Yes.
I got it for 60. So not the end of the world. All right. Well, Mr. Graham, why don't you get into it and give it a taste? See what you
Yeah, I
think.
want to see what this is all about here.
Oh, I need a taste, Sam.
I did try this at the bar because I didn't know I could buy it, and one of the waiters, very cool of him, he goes, "Hey, it's at this store and it's $60 a bottle." I'll give
Caramel, chocolate, peanuts.
I'll give you my opinion right off the bat. This is old school fucking Kentucky bourbon.
Yeah.
Does it knock your socks off? Not necessarily, but if I was going to tell somebody to have Kentucky bourbon and have something that wasn't the same old, this is exactly the bottle I would tell them to try. This
it is very good. You get a nice sweetness up front, and it does finish with a bit of spice. I wonder if there's a. Does it tell you on here their mash bill, or probably not? Right?
No. Likely rye.
I was going to say, it has to have a rye in here.
Other than the Larceny House for Heaven Hill, that's the only thing that they really put wheat into. Other than that, everything they do is pretty much rye.
So Bottle and Bond was the first kind of quote-unquote craft designation, right? It was under a secondary supervision, which obviously is the United States government. Minimum of 4 years old. This one is 7, obviously. But it has to be distilled... or bottled, rather, at 100 proof, correct? Mm-hmm. Or does it go in barrel at 100?
It goes in the bottle at 100.
Goes in the bottle at 100, right. So it has to be bottled at 100 proof. So all Bottle and Bond guarantees you a couple things. You have a minimum age requirement, and you have a minimum, exact proof, a set proof.
Yeah, set proof.
So it's kind of the first guarantee, not necessarily that it's good, but you know exactly what the fuck's in that glass, because there was a secondary verification process that went on to it. We talk about that a lot on here. Obviously, it is quite good. Is it something that I specifically write a letter for? No, but it's delicious. So, remember to drink responsibly, everybody.
Love it, love it, love it.
Just take a moment.
Yeah, let's.
Mike.
Yeah, I want to fuck with his mic some.
We're still going to do it live in front of the screens, but
Yeah, hey everybody, Sam's getting a little bit of fuzziness on his mic, and we need to replace that cord, and we're just trying to make do, and
I think it's going.
so we're going to go back into the show here in just a second, but we just wanted to take care of that real quick.
All right, hold on. We're coming back in 5, 4, 3, 2.
All right, well then let's have a good show, buddy.
Yeah, let's do it. Come on.
How happy are you about this one, huh?
It's delightful. It actually is quite good.
How it's just like the minute I saw it, I was like, well, I have to try it. And then the minute somebody said you could find a bottle, I looked at.
Hey guys, got to make a stop on the way home. Yeah.
I was like, I think I know exactly where this is, and they're like, yeah, it's the next fucking town over. We'll take you there, no problem. I'm like, thank you. Like this knocks a huge fucking check off of a list for me and Sam, and it's a bottle that both of us would be very, very excited about. So.
Yeah, couldn't find that Peerless, though, could you?
No, couldn't find that Peerless. It was the Merseyside Derby this weekend, Sam, and as I like to call it, the Grealish Cup as well, Villain City. On Saturday, both finished as draws, but many would say both of the home sides should have fucking won. Everton 0, Liverpool 0, Aston Villa 1, Man City 1. Graham, I got a chance to see your Facebook Live video you did.
Yes.
I loved it because you, as a neutral, I could tell you were just geeked out about that game because what a fucking derby.
Absolutely. I mean, this is exactly when your friends that can't get into soccer look at you and go, yeah, but there's so many ties. This is better than any basketball game. This was better than any football game. This was better than anything.
Yeah.
This is what it's about right here. Yeah, there wasn't a fucking goal.
Inches. Everything was by inches.
It did. I mean, Al Pacino would have been happy about it. You know what I'm saying? Any given Sunday.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, get in.
The guy
That's
getcha.
hashtag reference.
There you go.
But this is exactly how games can be exciting with no goals. I mean, there was everything. There was a little bit of chippiness. There was good football. There was bad football. There were some giveaways. Both goalkeepers stood on their heads.
Yeah, both goalkeepers had amazing matches.
There were chances galore, for both teams. I have here 37 total shots, 11 shots on target between the two teams. 8 of them were from Liverpool. But Liverpool did end up getting a lot of blocks in, which don't register as shots on target.
Right.
So,
right. Well, and also the goal that got taken away also doesn't get registered.
It doesn't get registered as well either. Yeah.
A shot on target.
So,
also.
But there was everything. There was refereeing controversy. Which there was a lot of this weekend.
We're going to talk about that a lot.
Yeah, we are, and we're also gonna. If you're not aware, just very quickly, just get it out of the way. The professional game match official. What is it? Licensed match officials, right?
Yeah, PGMOL.
PGMOL.
Or LO. PGMLO or something.
Something like that. Pug. I think it's Pugmole.
Okay.
Pugmole.
Yeah.
That's them. Guns. Anyway, back to the game. It was a frenetic pace. It was 3 posts and a crossbar. It was a disallowed goal. new player, old player fitting right in. They were one and the same when they came on. Obviously lacked match sharpness, but did exactly what he did the day before he left. It was brilliant.
Watching with Idrissa Gueye, he got on the pitch, and I was just like, that's what we've been missing since he's been gone.
No
That
shit.
is right there, 1,000% what we have been. Next thing you know, it was like every time Liverpool was trying to make a pass into a lane, Idrissa Gueye's already stolen it.
But even before Gay came in, what's his name?
Onana.
What's his name? That have y'all started doing that yet?
Oh yeah. We do.
What's his name? What's his name?
Love it.
I know we're going out on. He was excellent.
Yeah.
He was fucking excellent. He was full-blooded, fully committed. He looks like he's buying in right away, and he fits into the system right away. Now you have
able to be up pitch a little bit more, making more threading passes.
Now you have
looked good at striker. Had five total shots for the game.
Fully balanced midfield.
Yeah.
Right now. Mopé will take a while to get up to speed.
Of course.
He's hit or miss anyway.
Right.
As soon as DCL comes back, I think he'll shoot up the table. Honestly,
I would tend to agree. I think. It's obviously injuries and things like that can come into play, but
don't worry, Mopé will get his first goal against Arsenal next week because he loves to score against us because he's a shithouse.
yeah. And I'll tell you what, this fixes a lot of things. And
I thought you were going to say the fix is in, and I was like, you're right.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that in just a second.
Hashtag Pugmole.
But as Everton seems to be finally starting to click a little bit, that 9-0 win for Liverpool, that's the outlier. They don't look together.
No, there's a disconnect somewhere. Mohamed Salah is not firing on all cylinders for some reason. Sadio Mane was very important for them, but missing the way that they're playing currently, he looks like he was much more important than even we knew.
Well, and it's not like Diaz is a bad player. He's a phenomenal player.
And he does press. He does do well. And Nunez pressed a bit. I mean, a couple of games ago, he pressed too hard.
You know what? To me, it felt like three guys up top on their own, not three guys
playing together,
working together, which was what Firmino, Mane, and Salah were.
Now they had a ton of possession, obviously, and they also had a ton of chances. But they looked a lot more coherent, and Salah did have a chance right at the death that Pickford saved.
Barely saved, too.
All of it was down to Firmino being introduced and Salah looking more comfortable.
Yeah.
It's almost like he feels, I signed this new contract, and then you replace two forward players?
Yeah.
He hasn't had Jota. He hasn't had Mane.
Jota finally got in this match, so he's finally back and healthy.
Mane got sold, right? So, but he hasn't had Jota so far this season, and he hasn't had Firmino, but for 2 games, really.
Right.
So, but when Firmino came in, he's obviously fit and firing, and that changed the game a little bit. And Liverpool looked a lot more dangerous, but they ran into, I can't even make a short arms joke because he was fucking excellent.
Yeah, he was.
It was really brilliant. I mean, that's why he's England's number 1 and Aaron Ramsdale isn't.
We're gonna.
Although Aaron Ramsdale did go full Hulk after he fucked up.
Oh,
did you see that?
Oh yeah.
He very ill-advised pass, let's say, out to Zinchenko, and then I think it was Bruno Fernandes was clean in. I mean, and it was completely Ramsdale's fault. He should have never played that pass. Just smash it upfield. But he was like, I screwed this up, and then he went fucking He-Man.
Yeah.
Both hands over his head and just batted it away and almost went out for a throw-in.
I know. Fucking crazy.
But Pickford was fucking immense in this game. His distribution was brilliant as well. He had a 70-yard pass that was off by like a quarter of an inch.
The numbers favored Liverpool, but frankly, Everton was the better side. Everton really was the better side. Now, let's go ahead and get into some of the VAR things.
But before we do that, real quick, just a peek into the Patreon. We like to review our beers on Patreon, right? If you've not been there, www.patreon.com/DUFootballShow. And one of the beers that I'm drinking today is called This Floor is Snakes.
Okay.
It's a Tippa, okay? Double dry hop with Citra, Rawaka, Eclipse, and Southern Passion hops, okay? It's from Oliver. It is delicious, but it's big and heavy, 10%, But this Florida Snakes I thought was quite poignant, and that's the reason I bought it. It could have been anything. I didn't care, and I would have bought it. It just happens to also be very fucking good. But VAR Snakes, this whole system is rigged. The whole thing is fucked, and I'm starting to buy into your conspiracy bet from last year.
I have actually almost become immune to it. I tweeted this out on Sunday.
I saw it.
The sooner we all come to realize that this is not about making the correct call, it is about making the correct excuse for the call that they want to make, the happier we all will be. And we need to come to the realization that, like, in a perfect example would be Allison's baller save. Like, Allison had a great save. And on that shot, if you go back and you look at it closely, Andy Robertson stuck his arm right out like a chicken wing. It went right off of his elbow, clear as day. You cannot tell me if it wasn't blue shirts at the other end of the pitch and that wasn't Myelinko with his arm out like that it doesn't get looked at by VAR and it doesn't get called a penalty. Because it does.
Here, I don't like doing this. I've told you this before. I don't like doing but what happened here? Like, it just should be looked at, period.
Right. But it's not.
It just should be looked at.
And VAR, the whole meme running around right now is VAR checking the badge.
Yeah.
Not fucking wrong.
Nope.
If that was anybody else but Virgil van Dijk taking their spikes and putting it directly into somebody's ankle.
Well, no, he did that too. Remember?
Yeah.
He did that too. I'm not upset about that one.
I'm fine with it if that is consistently called. It's not.
Right.
Because that tackle, worse than Allen's tackle against Newcastle.
That's probably true.
You know? It's if there's consistency to it, great, but there's not. And then
we're gonna come on to a bunch of them. We're gonna come on to a bunch of them. You got Odegaard versus Eriksson, and then you have Tielemans and his, and that one wasn't a foul.
Yeah, we're gonna get to.
You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense. It's supposed to be for clear and obvious errors. And it seems like they're looking at shit they just want to look at.
So one last one on this one, because the goal, as our dog knocks over everything, the goal, he was onside. He was absolutely onside because it wasn't the player in the middle of the pitch that was keeping him onside. It was Milner sliding into the pass coming across the goal that kept him onside.
It's a foot.
And it also hit Milner. Typically, when it hits another player, it's supposed to be the player's then onside.
So my understanding of it is it has to be a deliberate action.
Yeah.
Which his was not a deliberate action.
Yeah. But it's, it is clearly, for me, the foot keeps him onside.
Well, the foot does keep him onside just by his distance.
Right, exactly. This is not going to work. We're going to pause.
No.
You're live again?
Sorry, kids, no more interruptions. We decided because we were out of town, we were going to try to let the dog stay in with us. And then the dog decided he woke up and he wanted all of us to be awake wanted to be paying attention to him. And it kind of fucked with everything. So,
Dog's out. We're good.
back to the show. Hold on. Bourbon. Yes. It's really fucking good.
It is good.
It's so good.
Yep.
All right. Let's go. And I will count you in. 5, 4, 3, 2.
How the hell, then, if the foot keeps them on and they are so meticulous about checking every fucking quote-unquote line in offsides that you don't check that line too?
How does it go unnoticed? Right. Yeah. I mean, there really is no explanation other than like the goal line technology with Aaron Ramsdale back at Sheffield United 2 seasons ago.
Yep.
Remember that?
Well, it was Jared Steed because it was they.
Oh, that's
it was
right. Yeah.
against
You're
Villa
right. You're
and
They
They kept it out.
You're right.
Yeah.
But it was against Sheffield United, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was
That's
Sheffield
right.
United
Okay,
had
sorry. It was the
scored,
other
but-
keeper.
yeah.
Yeah. But it's like, oh, this happened 1 in 7,000 times. It's like, well, then it's flawed, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what are we doing here?
Well, and before we go into the next game, allow me to say, boys and girls, we're about to talk about it 7 more fucking times in 6 other different fucking matches
Yeah.
because it was that fucking poor this
It was
weekend.
ridiculous. It was ridiculous. You know, as one of our good friends actually succeeded you as our goalkeeper, Jake once said, VAR is flawed.
Yeah. Your logic is flawed, sir. That was very good. City controlled for long stretches, like really long stretches. It seemed like they were the better side, but I'll tell you what. Villa fucked that day.
Villa stayed
was
committed
back to
throughout
fucking.
the whole match. I mean, full-blooded, spirited throughout the entire game, and City were a bit sloppy at times,
Yeah.
uncharacteristically.
I kept waiting for the lads to tire out, back off, and they just didn't. I mean, must have taken some Viagra or something, but they were going strong the entire game, and we should have won.
Yeah.
We should have won.
That's right there. Third remark. We'll go ahead and talk about the goals in a minute, but Coutinho was not offsides.
No,
He was not
was
offsides.
onside by more than Milner kept Cody onside by.
And
I don't even think they looked at it.
that's the travesty. It didn't even get fucking looked at. Like, how do you not even look at it?
Now that being said, right? They would not have been able to overturn it,
Okay.
Yeah.
and I'll tell you why.
Why?
The sideline official raised his flag. The referee blew his whistle. Everyone stopped playing,
Oh, and then he kicked
including
the ball. That's true.
Ederson,
Very fair.
Ederson, right as Coutinho struck the ball.
Fair
He
enough.
didn't even go for it,
No.
Yeah.
which would have been unfair because he did blow the whistle.
Right.
That's why you're not supposed to raise the fucking flag.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
it's close, you're not supposed to raise the flag.
Well, here's the problem: is last year was don't raise the flag. This
Ever.
year is raise the flag, and we've already seen multiple times because it's there might be an injury if you don't raise the flag. But now we're seeing
But
if
there's
you
a
raise the flag
difference
too
if a
early,
guy-
it fucks off the play.
Here's the thing. If there's daylight between them, raise the flag because, yes, somebody could get hurt, i.e. Virgil van Dijk.
Right.
And, yes, he could get hurt. He did get hurt.
Yes.
Right? On a very clear offsides.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
This was not a clear offsides. Play to the whistle.
Yeah.
But they did. That's the problem.
Well, and also
because that goal should have stood.
That linesman was standing in the sun, looking into the shade. You tell me he had a clear fucking line on that.
It's
shit.
absolutely
What?
ridiculous.
Yeah. And
Absolutely not.
it was embarrassing, and I don't even. I'm just glad I don't have to drink fucking Malort, or I'd be twice as pissed.
Yeah.
But they played great, and I hear that the ref apologized for it. Fuck, lot of good that does.
Yeah, so the referee apologized for it, but Pugmole, this was not one of the games that they took. They took
Only a couple.
responsibility for.
Yep.
They didn't take responsibility for
Nope,
yours either.
Nothing in ours either.
Nope.
No,
Yep.
yeah.
And there was a lot of mistakes. And this happened last year. I remember when it happened for the Man City match where Rodri definitely handled the ball. And they were like, okay, sorry, we got it wrong. Like,
What good does that?
Especially in
What, are you gonna give me a
circumstance
point? Yeah.
where Everton's playing for their fucking lives at that point. Like,
You gonna
at
give me a
one
point on the
means a
table to
lot.
help me out then? Like, what does fucking sorry do?
Yeah.
You here, Costanza, stuff your sorries in a sack, mister.
Oh, hold on here. If a coach critiques it and you find him in violation, you fine him.
Mm-hmm.
Are these referees being fined? Because I think you should. If they're not take away games.
Oh
from
no,
them,
I
because
think you find that they don't get a Premier League game next weekend.
Yeah, but
I think part of the problem is you
ain't
had
enough.
2 major referees retire, and I don't think the ones coming through are any good.
Yeah, and there's not enough.
As much as we make fun of Dino,
Yeah.
and as much what was the other one that retired?
Was it Kavanaugh who went to the VAR booth?
No, that was Dino. Kavanaugh, I think, retired completely.
Okay.
Mike Kavanaugh.
No, Kavanaugh, because I heard his name said this weekend. So, but one
Maybe
other
he's still
retired
going.
as
Anyway,
well.
it doesn't matter. One other retired. Was it Lee Mason?
Might have been Lee. Lee Mason's is a player, is a commentator.
I'll look it up.
Don't worry about it, Sammy. Don't let.
Anyway,
it
it's
get
not the
tied-
point.
Don't
The
get
point-
tied up in the details.
The point is 2 referees went away. Very experienced, long-serving referees went away. The ones that we've continually had issues with, we're still having issues with, and there's no new blood coming through. That's a fucking problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a problem.
It's a big
There's
time
also you're allowing each individual referee interpretation of the laws of the game, and you're not applying them consistently throughout. Right? We talked about Tielemans and Odegaard. We talked about the offside situation, which should be a binary decision. Penalties not being given. There was a shout in the Newcastle game for one of those. I think there
well,
was
there's
multiple shouts for that.
We're going to talk about it. There's a foul that got called for a penalty in one match. The exact same foul happened in another match that didn't get called, that got a coach sent off.
So here's what I say: one way or the other, right? And this yes may have benefited me, in mine and not Leicester, for instance,
Right.
or it actually would have kept going. But say Paul Tierney was 10 yards away. You can see it, absolute clear view, and he's looking right at it.
Yeah.
Don't look at it,
There's no
because
need
then
to.
you're re-officiating the game. He clearly saw it. And the on-field referee said that's not a foul.
And if it's not clear and obvious that he missed a call right in front of his face, which it wasn't, it was very iffy. It was iffy at best.
Okay, compared to the West Ham one. Now, I think, yeah, sure. Again,
We're
here's
getting ahead of ourselves. I want to talk about those when we get to the
it's
games.
so frustrating, but it all ties in. It's all the same thing.
Like I said, unfortunately for me, I feel like I wasn't even affected by the bad calls in the Everton match. I was just like, of course it was called offsides.
Yeah.
Of course that didn't get looked at very hard with Van Dijk, because Van Dijk's going to get away with it. Because he's gotten away with that tackle number of times. I've seen him even be higher on people. There was the Atletico Madrid game in the Champions League where he got the guy from behind in the middle of his calf, spikes up, foot directly straight up, and nothing came of it.
Yeah.
It's just it's what it is.
I mean,
It's what it is.
Virgil van Dijk seems to be under the Sergio Ramos call system, where every 7 or 8 months he'll get a red, and then they'll leave him alone.
Yeah.
And he can do what he wants.
Well, it's more like he just gets a couple of yellows, because when's the last time you see a red get a red? We had some goals, too, this weekend, Mr. Graham. Boy, oh boy, did we have some goals.
A lot of goals.
And most of them weren't where we would have thought they would have came from. Brentford 5, Leeds 2, Bournemouth 3, Nottingham Forest 2, Brighton 5, Leicester 2. Fucking L, 2 games with 7 goals.
Yeah.
The other one with 5. I mean, that's just crazy, the amount of goals.
Say everything happened the same as well. If not for the referee, would have been 8 goals in that game.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed. I mean, let's get right to it. I mean, we're going to get to Brighton and a penalty that was called for Trossard. The exact same foul happened in the Leeds match. I want to say it was like
Sinistera, right?
I thought it was for Somerville, who came in for Sinistera, who got subbed in.
Okay, could be. Yeah, that might be.
But it was along the line, came back into play, got knocked over right in front of the goal. And in the case of Trossard, a penalty was called. In the case of this, penalty not called. And pardon me, Jesse's got to keep his cool, right?
Yep.
He
does.
And it's not like baseball where getting the manager ejected sometimes galvanizes the team and the team can keep going. This hurts your team in footy.
Well,
if your manager gets sent off.
It depends. I think that it's like, look at Conte. When he goes berserko, Spurs react to that.
Yeah.
I think you have to look at
berserko and stays on the pitch.
But I think you have to look at your team, right? And Leeds they've lowered the average age of the squad. They're relatively inexperienced to what Jesse Marsh is asking them to do and the style that he's asking them to play. And they've brought in a fair amount of new faces right into that team. Him getting sent off would be detrimental because he should be standing on the sideline shouting instructions, reminders. Do this, do that. We need you here. You got to be here. You got to do that. Hey, referee, don't let them get stupid yellows for dissent. You yell at the referee, but you got to do it in the right way. So what happened here was all based around this penalty situation, right?
Of course.
So he went and he said, I was as respectful as I could be to the fourth official. The fourth official said, well, VAR is not even looking at it.
Ooh.
And he said, that's a lack of respect to Leeds Football Club and to me personally.
Yeah.
And he went nuts on him, apparently, and that's why he got sent off.
Yeah.
I want my coach standing up for us.
Yeah.
Right? I'd be fine with that. You've been sent off, and we won that game.
Yeah.
But they lost Calvin Phillips. Patrick Bamford's not that guy. Luke Ayling, we saw at the tail end of last season, also wasn't that guy.
Right.
I have that leadership. I did that, right? Right. They just don't have that on-field general yet.
Right.
Where when you got sent off, I took over.
Yeah.
Right? And I know it's not a Premier League game with 40,000 people yelling at me, but I knew my role. Right? Hey, you fucking do this. You do this. You're tired. Get off the field. Go here. Do that, right? I was, and I don't know if the hierarchy underneath Jesse Marsh is up to snuff necessarily, because somebody should be able to step right in and not miss a beat, right? Proper leadership is you train the guy below you to do your job and you learn the guy above you's job.
Right.
That way, if somebody gets fired or killed, right,
you
can
going.
fucking keep moving without missing a goddamn beat.
Yep.
And that obviously did not happen.
Yep.
Right? So therein is a problem, right? But they need to get somebody on that field to step up and to be an on-field general and get people together. Patrick Vieira used to say, right? And I know this just because of it's Arsenal. I'm not trying to bring it back to Arsenal.
You're good.
But
you're good.
they wouldn't look at the bench if they went behind.
Yeah.
Patrick Vieira would get them together on the field and go, fuck the tactics. Fuck this. 5 fucking minutes. Don't concede, hold possession. We take the sting out of the game. Then we get back to what we want to do. Right? Leeds don't have that yet.
Yeah. Yeah, and unfortunately, if you see your manager lose your head like that, you're more likely to copy your manager and lose your head.
Correct.
And
at this age, at this, somebody like, now I only make this comparison because they play similar positions, but it doesn't help Tyler Adams to do that, to make that call.
Right.
Because of the Ted Lasso jokes, because of the American jokes, because of the people laughing at him and this, that, the other. Aronson's a flair player.
Right.
He can't do that.
Right.
Right? You're looking at Ayling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's no one bedded in enough to be that guy yet.
Correct. And Meslier, we've seen, is capable of losing his head, and he did again in this one with a weird slide tackle.
Yep.
What you need is Junior Firpo with his buzz cut and his mustache to come out there because he looks like a dad.
Love it. Yeah, it's credit to Brentford though. You know what? You can only control what's right in front of you. They found ways to get goals.
Ivan Toney hat trick.
Yep.
The third of which was absolutely brilliant. The obvious mistake slide tackle, right? They pick it up. Ball gets given to Toney. He sidesteps 2 players. Goalkeeper's 30 yards from goal. And the composure, what did Stewart used to say on Sports Center? He was as cool as the other side of the pillow.
Yeah, that's it. As cool as the other side of the pillow. Yep.
And he just chips it into the top corner.
How many times do you see the keeper out of net and you just rip it because you're like, oh my god, I gotta get it?
Yeah, he waited till every defender set his feet, I have an
Lifted
issue
over him.
I have an issue with the Leeds defender who didn't run immediately to the line. He stopped around the penalty spot first and then backtracked to the 6.
Not doing your
By
job.
then, it's already gone.
Got to get to the
You
line.
got to get onto the line. At least you have a chance. You only have like 5 feet, 6 feet, 8 feet to make up, as opposed to you got to run back 12 yards and then make up where the ball is.
That's defending 101. Yeah. I mean, hell, we knew to do it. If I got beaten off the line, now I wouldn't want to
go
come off the
right-
line, but one of you guys
I
knows.
go right back to the
right
line.
to the line.
Yeah.
Normally,
Immediately.
I'd turn around, there'd be 2 of you on the line.
Immediately.
Yeah. I remember.
And our goals were only 9 feet wide.
Yeah, I remember
because we
if
were indoor.
If I'd put the ball on the deck and start to move upfield with it, by the time I got rid of it, made that pass to somebody running up the pitch,
A defender was behind you.
I turned around, I'd see 2 of you behind,
Yeah.
like one of you just standing in the goal, like I'm goalie now, like
Yeah.
until I got back. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're right. That's it. Again, that's
It's experience.
yeah, and your manager's not on the pitch, and I feel like Leeds is doing everything right. They really are. Like, this is a good system. This is a good coach.
And their performances have been better and better and better. They like I said, they look more organized defensively.
Yeah, and
But when
here-
Jesse March gets sent off, they're young enough
Right.
that they fall the fuck apart.
right, and then you got to say, let's see what this team is like next week.
Right.
That's very important.
And
'cause
then you also hit Brentford at a time when they're in a very, very rich vein of
they
form.
are scoring goals for fun,
Left and
now.
right. Wisa, thank you, fantasy.
Yeah, again,
I do
yep.
my old little meditation there for a second for Mr. Wisa.
Yeah.
His goal celebration. Thank you very much.
Moving on to the next one. You know what? Forest.
Stoppage time as well.
Yeah, yes. Forest seem to be in complete control. It looks like Bournemouth are just going to fall off and walk away. And then a spark. You get 1, and then quickly you get 2.
Well, you know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
What we said was it the same way that certain teams get, buoyed by their manager showing passion and fire and going crazy and this, that, the other. Other teams fall apart. Crunching tackles where a guy gets sent off. Manchester United with Roy Keane used to get galvanized and excited and push on.
Right.
You get, with our team used to do that when it happened to me.
exactly.
But when Rob got sent off, it was like, oh, fuck again. JK. But here, every team, and there's evidence, every team on the face of the earth, if a cracking goal from 35 is scored, everybody goes, we got a fucking chance.
Yeah, we got
and
a
Philip
fucking
Billings,
chance.
stand up and be counted,
Yep.
son.
Good on
what
you,
a
brother.
goal. What a goal. It's fucking brilliant. Thunderous. Absolutely thunderous.
By the way, go figure. 2 weeks in a row, no Adam Smith fucking yellow card.
I know.
Was he getting like tempered or
go
calmed
to
down?
therapy?
I mean, is it Parker's gone, so now he's fucking happy? I mean,
That's right.
Like, what the fuck? I tell you,
So real quick, what's funny is it O'Neill is the assistant?
Yes.
I don't even know his first name.
Yeah.
That's taken over right now. He says he has no plans to take over and he doesn't want the job. You remember that's exactly what Gareth Southgate said. And this was pointed out by a pundit I listened to today on the radio, that maybe the new thing is don't fuck Sean Dyche, fuck Sam Allardyce, fuck all the Alan Pardew, all these people that want jobs and want to do things.
Right.
Just give it to somebody that doesn't want it. Apparently your results turn around.
yeah, apparently they get it fucking done.
You sack your manager and be like, who doesn't want the job?
Yeah.
You got it.
It's
You're up.
yours. You handle it now.
At time of recording, he has not been hired officially, but
Right.
I'm just talking about his comments. But it's like 4 points in 2 games now since he's taken over.
So here's the question for you: is this the turnaround then for the Cherries, or do we just think they just played a team that's really fucking disorganized?
They just played a team that's really disorganized. However, that is only that is the first time under Steve Cooper that Forest have lost 2 in a row.
Right. Now, the good thing for them, though, this is the good thing for Forest. There are 557,000 different combinations of they can do the lineup with the 23 fucking new players they signed.
Right? No shit.
There's more than enough combinations.
One of the funniest memes I saw this weekend was imagine at this away game, right? They're sitting there in the hotel with nothing to do, so they decide to do their new player initiations. And basically, it's only Steve Worrell who was there before, right? Essentially. And he's just conducting the entire thing. He said, imagine, it looked like fucking Live Aid. You got 23 acts coming up to.
Yep, just there we go. Got to do it all.
That was one of the funniest memes floating around this weekend. I thought it was hysterical. But Philip Billing, his goal, you can't account for as a manager. That
No.
just shit happened. Dean Henderson had no chance whatsoever. He was far enough out. You can't really blame anybody for not closing him down. And then Solanke finished very acrobatically. I mean, it was an overhead kick.
Yeah.
So can you really account for that necessarily? Is that going to come off? Even if people try it, even that if that opportunity is there, can you account for that to actually go in? So two of those goals, the only one that you can really hold your hands up and go, we fucked it, was the third one. And that was ridiculously sloppy from Forrest. And that you got to go, what are you doing?
So for each of these clubs, I think you think the following. For the Cherries, you hope this is what kind of galvanizes you and starts to get you to, okay, it's going to be scrappy every week and we may not stay up, but this is how, if we're going to go down, these last two matches are the way we're going down, not the way we played
Not the way Norwich goes down.
Not that fucking 9-0
Exactly.
to fucking Liverpool. We're gonna go down swinging. We're gonna make our building a really fucking tough place to come to. And
we say during that 9-0, bring that up again, right? There was one yellow card.
Yeah, Smith, the captain.
Right.
That was it.
The only person that seemed to give a shit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I mean. Go with a fight. Like, how many times did we just go, you know what, Norwich, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you. You didn't even turn up. It was only 2-0 City.
Especially
But it was because they had a shooting gallery and tried to do spectacular shit instead of just finishing you off.
That was especially last season.
That's what I'm saying.
More so than most seasons with them. At least the first time Farka brought him up, they were like, it's a new exciting style. They're trying to do something. But this second time around, it was like...
Just without a whimper.
Yeah,
so at least here, at least try. At least go for it. I still think Bournemouth are going to go down. I still have them going down.
But at least they're not
they're fucking trying.
They're not going to be Derby County.
Yeah,
on
exactly.
10 points. They're not going to be that.
My bad.
But then for Forest, does this loss kind of go, okay, we need to start figuring shit out? Is this a learning tool? Is this something that makes this team, or is it a team full of so many new players that just like, whatever, manager?
No, I mean, they spent a boatload of money, so I think everybody there is very well paid. What Steve Cooper's going to need to do is he's got to do it in training. I don't remember off the top of my head. I'm sorry. I hope you do. Did they win their League Cup game?
Yeah, they advanced. The only person who did not. Great opportunity to talk about Fulham again. The only club that did not win their match would be Fulham, and Fulham lost to Crawley Town, who's in League 2, Sam. You know what place they're currently in? 23rd.
There you go.
The second worst club in
professional football.
All of professional football.
Nice.
So Fulham.
And Fulham lost to them.
Fulham, are you happy we're talking about you enough?
Good, yeah, the Fitz. You're going to complain again?
About you a little bit more.
Jason, get in touch.
We can always talk about you a little bit more if you need us to.
At Do You Football Show on all the social medias, doyoufootballshow@gmail.com, or just DM us because we're all friends on Facebook.
I actually recommend that they all just reach out to Smokey and to Kenny, and the two of them will go, do not be hypercritical, because all they will do is bring up the worst thing that's ever happened to you constantly, like our 5-0 loss to City.
I was just about to say, do you mean the 2 times Southampton did 9-0 and the 5-0 City for West Ham?
Yeah, exactly. Those.
Oh, good.
I mean, it's always great.
And West Ham start to this season.
It's always great to go back and look at the past. That's for damn sure.
Hey, if you don't know where you've been, how do you know where you're going?
The Foxes are
Mel?
This can be definitively said. The Foxes are a fucking disaster right now.
Yes.
If this continues, we're getting Mark on the show to talk Foxes, because it is a fucking joke watching them play right now.
Now, I'm going to throw something out here. Okay? Mel, I need you to chime in, so be ready.
I'm always ready.
If I trade Big Sam to the Foxes, to Leicester City, because their goalkeeper's a fucking joke, and we bring in Allen for 2 seasons.
All right.
Me and Allen.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
With that last 2 months, much less 2 seasons,
we'd be
you
fine.
and Alan?
If we're together collectively.
You know, Big Sam's having his knee surgery this week, and after some rehab, I'm sure he'll be in prime shape.
Yeah.
This goalkeeper's trash.
I mean, you know what? Shed a bill and get that knee fixed. I bet you my ass could get it done.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
To move around.
I want to see it.
Yeah,
I want to see
Brave
eating a
on,
pie in the
Houston.
goal. I want this to be proper Sutton United shit.
I gave Mel homework this week for fantasy. I was like, you need to figure out which of the 2 backups for Leicester is the one that they're using, like which one. And you need to pick him up and drop Schmeichel, because obviously Schmeichel's no longer there, because very soon Ward ain't going to be playing keeper much longer.
No, and so Danny Ward is literally the worst goalkeeper I've ever seen in my life in professional football. He's terrible. He's absolutely terrible. There's simple fucking mistakes he's making. It's ridiculous at this point. It's schoolboy stuff. It's stuff that you've never done.
Yeah,
I've never seen you do that.
Yeah,
like
you saw me drop a ball between my legs one time, and that was after I was 40 and after I hadn't played in a year and a half.
I still
that was
reckon
it.
you could do a better job than him right now, and you haven't played in 5 years, 6 years, 8 years.
Yeah.
If you go, right, if you went over there and be like, what's his wages? And they were like, 40 grand a week. You'd be like, I'll do that job for 25. I reckon they'd sign you. And I've told you this before. I think his kit's too big for him. They probably wouldn't even need to. They just need to replace the name on the back. You could probably fit in that kit.
Just put the kit on me and it'd be perfectly fine.
It'd fit perfectly
Yeah,
because
make
he wears
make
one
that-
3 sizes too big.
Make that 24,000 in a pallet of Ice House.
Exactly.
It's not the 80s, Mel. They'll actually make him eat a salad over there.
I mean, it would be a great diet plan. I would lose a lot of weight real fast. I'd lose a bucket a quarter like
Fuck's
that
sake.
in less than a season. It'd be gone.
So another refereeing mistake in this one, I think, with the Tilleman situation, and then obviously you have the worldie.
Yeah.
I say this a lot, and I don't want there to be shit let go because just for the sake of it, but, and I know those are dying words.
What you're about to say, the Robbies said as well after the match was over. They said the exact same thing.
Goals are the best bit. Let it stand.
How does that worldie from McAllister not exist? Because
In the annals of history.
but then we looked at, remember the second Diaz goal in the Bournemouth 9-0 defeat. Like,
Yep.
as you said, he definitely was involved in the play that caused the own goal. Like, that should have been an offsides. Well, in this situation, that player went for the bicycle kick, didn't even touch it. A player headed it away. It's not clear and obvious that he people are in each other's way all the fucking time on corner kicks, free kicks, ball. Like, a keeper doesn't see a ball till it gets past the last
Are
defender
you saying
on the sixth.
Dominic Solanke didn't endanger another player at all when he did his bicycle? There were at least 3 players standing there, and his foot was over his waist.
Right,
That goal stood.
Yeah, you're saying that he was. Yeah, exactly.
That's what I said. The exact same situation.
Yeah, he took away that goal. McAllister should have had a hat trick. He should have had a hat trick. You took it away from him. Should have had a hat trick.
And it was the best goal of the bunch.
Yeah.
Now, McAllister decided, you know what? Fuck you. You're not taking my worldie away. I'm having his free kick, motherfucker.
Yes. That free
And I
kick
just,
was-
in my head, imagine he said it just like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though he's Argentinian Scottish.
in a slightly brogue with a Latin American accent. I want to hear that man talk because
So do I. I need to hear it because he's Scottish and Argentinian, right?
Yeah.
So I want to hear. We in this country we're very used to Spanglish, right? Where somebody that was born here still speaks Spanish, but they mix the two a lot. There's
especially in the restaurant industry, there'll be
yeah.
a whole bunch of words said in English, and then it'll just go into Spanish and then come right back out.
I gotta hear the fucking part that goes like, "Gringo, I'll drink fucking Buckfast, right?" Like, I need those two worlds to collide for me.
Gringo,
just for
I'll
the
drink Buckfast right. No, actually, the proper.
I need it.
Gringo.
Yeah. Oi, Gringo! I need it in my life right now. This is like the perfect marriage of 2 languages that should never meet.
But
Glaswegian and Spanish.
But then you turn what got McAllister the penalty to score on. That was clearly a foul for Trossard. He did a good job. He got around the defender. He kind of went out of bounds, but got inbounds, got pushed from behind. That was a foul, and that was a penalty. Go back to Brentford. Why is that not even looked at by VAR?
Yep.
That's how bad it is. There are exactly comparable I mean, the same fucking foul. And
Yep.
they're not looked at. Last question for you here, Sam, before we finish out this segment. How much longer does Brendan Rodgers got? Because it ain't much longer.
I think he'll walk away before they fire him because they don't have any money. And here's the reason, and this is one billionaire I do have sympathy with because they have poured everything they have into that club, right? That family has done a lot, and so much so that they lost their father because of it. They own the King Power duty-free shops all across Asia. There's a shitload of them, obviously, and they make a boatload of money. The one sole business that was affected, in my opinion, the most during COVID was travel.
Oh, hell yeah.
That don't no help the coffers.
No, not
when
one bit.
nobody is buying a fucking thing from your duty-free shop,
Yeah,
right?
very
Anywhere, ever.
Yeah.
And even now, Asia still has more lockdowns than we did during the height of COVID in this country, right? Currently, they still have more lockdowns.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what, Mr. Graham.
We are all over the place.
Yeah,
tonight.
we certainly
All
are.
of us. I kicked the table. I punched a moth.
Yeah. Oh,
Mel's mic stand just broke.
Mel's mic stand just broke. Well, I guess
My cord's fucked up.
I guess it looks like I got to hit the fucking
Hey,
music store.
wait, no, hold on.
Okay.
The PGML just got in touch with me. No foul here.
Rounding out the rest of the league, that was brilliant.
That's
It was brilliant.
podcasting. That is fucking podcasting.
Dude, why did?
Because I'm giving myself a pat on the back.
Why? So many times, Mr. Graham. There's times where I want to say something, and if you fucking end it brilliantly, segment over. We're done. We're good. I'm not. You just go. I'm not going to top that. He stands up. Good night, everybody. Walk out. Now I don't need you to walk out because I'd like to still continue the show with you. And also, this is brilliant. He almost
Mel
spit
could
out
do
his-
it.
he
Mel could
almost-
do it. Oh,
he
wait, she
almost-
doesn't have a mic anymore.
I mean, I'll have to hold it old school style.
and hit mute every time too to put it down and pick it up and put it down. You know what? That sentence right now, Taylor is losing his fucking mind.
Yeah, he will tomorrow because he's at the Robert Earl Keen thing tonight.
Yes, he is. Very
he
cool.
texted me, and Robert Earl Keen did disclose that he had Bell's palsy. I was right.
Aw,
Fucking Dr. Graham over here.
very cool.
Okay.
I mean, not cool that he has it, but very cool that he, disclosed it. Also, incredible that Taylor was able to pull that off and go to, this is it, the last one.
Yep.
That's fucking awesome for him.
Very much so.
I mean, think of the bands we love, and if you had the opportunity to go see the last, like you knew it was it. This is all. This is the last one. How fucking cool is that, man?
Oh, it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome.
Rounding out the rest of the league in anything but so that happened.
No shit.
Now there's a couple that were very so, but Chelsea 2, West Ham 1, Newcastle 0, Palace 0, Tottenham 2, Fulham 1, Wolverhampton 1, Southampton 0, Manchester United 3, Arsenal 1. Before we even there's not a lot to talk about this game other than Chelsea are a full-blown fucking mess.
Yep.
Period. End of discussion.
Yep.
I don't think Aubameyang fixes the situation. I think they're a fucking disaster.
I think Aubameyang makes it worse.
Yeah.
Given what I know about him,
Yeah.
I think he makes the whole situation worse.
You think Lukaku doesn't care? Please enter. Yes.
Do you think Raheem Sterling is going to deal with that shit?
Yeah. Somebody was getting a phone call. Mel was
I
looking out
would-
for vibration and all that craziness.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah. Well, we
My
gotta be
brother was calling me to
professionals.
play Rocket League.
Oh, that's very good. Your brother that knows you record a podcast on Monday. nights.
No. Gabriel,
Okay,
the other one.
very
Well,
good.
he still knows I record, but
Very good.
I'm usually done by now, to be honest.
Because if it was
Oh, Southwest.
yeah.
Hollering at you. Okay. That's at Southwest Airlines on Twitter, everybody. If you want to get on Mel's team, let him know.
Graham's like, I'm a bitch too. See if they give me some drink coupons and $100 off my next flight.
Actually, you know my boy Steve? His wife works for Southwest.
Aha!
I've got eight drink coupons.
Atta boy. Get them drink coupons.
Forgot to unmute myself.
Your muterus, your choice, girl. Don't even worry about it.
There's a new people checking in that says you guys have a great show.
Oh,
Hey,
thank
thanks.
Columbia FC.
you. Ah, very good.
Oh, Ale. Ale.
Who started the show for us tonight. It
Yes,
was his
he did.
intro. Love it. Ollie, I do not see your face enough. Come down and drink with me.
Yes,
That's all there
please.
is to it. Like I said, Chelsea are an utter complete mess, but that doesn't matter. None of this matters. Chelsea were awful. The Irons were better. VAR stole a fucking point from West Ham. It's not even up for fucking discussion. And I'm a goalie who tends to like the goalie calls going your way. There was nothing wrong in that fucking foul.
So the only thing I can say is, and I had the same view the referee did because they showed us what they were looking at, of course, right? Is it looks like Jared Bowen leaves his foot in on purpose. He had a chance to lift his foot and jump over Mendy properly, and he didn't. All of us do that all the time. They were looking for a reason, and they gave it. It's soft as fuck, but I can understand why it happened. I can understand why Odegaard was called for the foul, except for he saw it in real time. This referee saw this in real time, too.
Yeah.
It's not a clear and obvious error. You know what I don't want?
What?
You know what I think would rectify a lot of stuff? You have to look at the foul, right? You're not allowed a slow motion replay.
Mm-hmm.
You're only allowed to look at it in real time.
Yeah.
It has to be normal speed.
Yeah, because the minute you make it slow, VAR
Everything looks 10 times worse.
The camera angle is going to give you, if you, in the perfect example would be that Alon foul against Newcastle.
And Virgil van Dijk, even. He wasn't that high, to be honest.
Right. But
Now, he caught him above his foot.
but you
If
can
that was
pivot
6
it.
inches higher, he broke his leg.
But you could pause that. You could pause that film to be wherever you want it to be, and suddenly, what seemed like a professional yellow in the middle of the pitch became a sending off. You know?
Right.
Oh.
Hey, Mel, do I look sideways on your screen?
Yes, you are sideways on my screen.
I'm not sure what happened here.
I don't know. You're a hot mess.
Well, I don't use my phone. I don't know why this. I didn't do anything.
Well, let Mel produce and fix things, and you and I keep talking.
I don't think it's on her end. I think it's
can't
on my
fix
end.
a damn thing. It's his camera. Do
try
whatever
this.
his camera wants to do.
Nope, that's the back side of the room.
All right.
I'm not. Hey, I'm back.
Hey,
There
there
it
you
did
work.
fixed it.
It did work. Fuck. Y'all are not allowed to travel on Mondays anymore.
I heard exactly. Yeah, no more shows from the beach. No more traveling on Mondays.
Yeah.
It just fucks up all
Oh
the
my
mojo.
goodness, what
Although
are we
this
doing?
show has way more energy than the fucking beach show did. That is for fucking sure.
Well, I golfed that day. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was. It was bad.
Yeah, it was very bad. It was very
And
bad.
I didn't get a nap.
It was super bad.
Yeah, it was McLovin.
Yeah,
That day.
I got
Wasn't
a
that super
nap.
bad?
Yeah, it was,
Yeah,
super,
it was
bad.
super bad.
I got a nap and it did not go very well for me. It just got sloppy.
So it obviously was a very weak foul, right? We've established that. It always looks worse in a slow motion. The one change to VAR that I think would fix a lot of stuff is when you have to look at things again. Fine, look at it again, no problem. But I hate this re-officiating of games, right?
Which
That
is what they're doing.
That goal was given. Arsenal's goal was given. Fucking, so it's not a clear and obvious error, but you're also looking at everything in, what, a frame and a half a second or something?
Yeah.
So
precisely.
it looks so much worse than it is.
Yep.
This was not, I wouldn't have called this if I was refereeing this game, right? West Ham should have had a point here, period.
Agreed. Absolutely. And,
They're hard done.
And credit to the ferryman calling it right out immediately. after the game. It
Absolutely.
was like, that was wrong. This is a travesty. We were stolen. We had a point stolen from us. That point is important.
You know what I want to see?
Yeah.
I want to see the ferryman and Alexis McAllister next summer in a car driving around the UK. Frosted tips, little
Yeah.
Spanish twang to his
Yeah.
to his Glaswegian accent.
I would just want to hear, fucking Moyes saying, let's go have tapas.
Yeah.
So the
Be like
notes-
Gary Neville walking into Valencia that time, and he was like, "Hola, everybody."
So this section, I only write one sentence with commas and give points, right? So in Chelsea, West Ham, I write, Chelsea are a mess. Irons were better. ... Fucking VAR.
Now,
the next one.
Wait, hold on,
yes.
real quick. Ben Chilwell, the only place he could have touched that ball, and he nutmegs Fabianski.
Does it
for
perfectly.
coming on. 3 minutes after he came on, or something? 10 minutes after he came on.
Yeah.
Fucking phenomenal goal.
Yeah.
From a left back.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
Agreed.
finishing that was.
Agreed.
He flicked he flicked the header himself, rolled, got to it, and then inside of his left boot, sees Fabianski coming and jump, and he drops it down. Oh, it was a fantastic, fantastic piece of footwork there.
So for Newcastle and Palace, I have Newcastle were the better side. Guaita to the rescue. ... Fucking VAR.
Yeah.
It was a goal. It was a goal.
Absolutely
It wasn't
was
a
a goal.
foul. It was a fucking goal. Again, they don't want to make the correct call. They want to have the viable excuse for the call they're going to make. This is how I'm going to cover my ass when we make this call. It's horrid. It's horrid. And Palace, scrappy draw for him. Guaita played fantastic. But the way the game balanced out, that should have been a 1-0 win to Newcastle. And
Absolutely
Newcastle
should've.
fans should be pissed.
Yep.
Because there's no reasoning behind it.
Tyreek Mitchell, if you're not familiar with the situation, Tyreek Mitchell shoved Joe Willock into Vicente Guaita. Mm-hmm. Joe Willock didn't foul him. He actually wasn't even really close to him. He was about 2 yards wide of him.
Right.
Until he got shoved by Tyreek Mitchell
Right.
into Guaita's side.
So you're now telling defenders, take a player and push him into your goalie, and the goal won't count because it'll be a foul on that player. When you committed it. Well, then, okay, great. Then why is it, okay, not a goal, but a penalty? Because you pushed a guy in the back
Right.
in the middle of the fucking
Was
box.
it? No, wait. There was another situation that the penalty was what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Newcastle scored on the play I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Willett got called for a foul that
Yeah,
he
yeah.
had no business
Yep.
being in.
Yeah.
There was another situation that was a penalty, which
Yep.
is what you were referencing.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Sorry,
I got so fucking.
I'm mixed all over the place.
Well,
here.
I
Don't mind
got
me.
tunnel visioned on my thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, because they actually scored for my shit, so it should have been 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the case, just move on with this. I just don't even know what to do here. It's ridiculous.
This is this was a great weekend of footy. This was a fantastic weekend of footy, and it's ruined by multiple
Pug bowl.
horrifically bad calls from VAR that are going back and meticulously looking at the smallest thing to take away the goal. And again, if this was City versus Liverpool, none of these would have been looked at and reversed. None of them.
Let me tell you something. I don't care who it is. You're looking for the most minute thing to take goals away. Goals are the best bit.
Yeah.
Goals are why we pay this money.
Yeah. Stop.
Goals
Stop
are
it.
why we go to the stadium and are not allowed to drink beer in the stands
Right.
and still show up.
Right.
It's my club raping people for season tickets, and they still show up.
Mm-hmm.
It's why we do this, and you're taking it away from us. You're killing yourselves. Don't do it. It's fucking ridiculous. And by the way, we've alluded to it a few times. It was the West Ham match we just talked about and the Newcastle match that we just got done talking about. Those were the two that the PGMOL decided that they were wrong.
Wrong. And apologized for.
The others, the Villa one, simply the referee said, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The PGMOL hasn't said shit.
Nothing in the Everton match.
Nothing in the Everton match, nothing in the Arsenal match, nothing in any other match, actually. It was only those two. That was
Nothing
it.
in the Leeds
Just-
Brentford match.
Since we just got done with it,
Nothing.
those were the two.
Nothing in the Brighton match with the McAllister worldie. Nothing. Not a word.
Nothing at
So a
all.
weekend full of mess ups. They go, well, two of them we got wrong.
Yeah,
No,
we
you
got wrong too. No, you
no.
got 7.
No.
got
You
7.
need to look at yourself and go, we had a really bad weekend and we need to fix this. We would all, as fans of this game, would feel a lot better if they came out and went, this was poor. We need to sit down with our referees. We're missing too much. We need to fix this.
Yep.
It's that simple. You just take full fucking guilt. It doesn't make it any easier for anybody with the points lost, but at least you know they've admitted it's fucking wrong and they're going to try to do it better.
Yep.
You know?
You know what I think should happen?
What?
I think countries should trade referees.
Okay.
It would work. There's 52. There's 52 nations in UEFA, right?
Oh, yeah. Especially on the continent. Yeah, you could.
Yeah. So the English referees go ref in France.
Yeah.
The French referees go ref in England.
There's
Germany go to
Spain.
Spain go to Germany, Holland go to
Yep,
Italy,
exactly.
Italy go to Holland, blah, 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 all the way to Israel does Turkey and Turkey does Israel or whatever.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you know what? Because then you don't worry about where Paul Tierney's born. Because that was a big thing amongst Arsenal Twitter this weekend. Paul Tierney was born in Salford, which is about 15 minutes from Old Trafford.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not. It's a little further than that, but he was actually born in Wigan, which is 20 miles from Old Trafford, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, you take that out of it, right? You find, 13, 15 Frenchmen that want to live in England? Mm-hmm. You got your referees now.
Very good. All right, so let's the English and the French. That would go over really
That would
well.
go fantastically.
No, it won't. Let's get these last couple of games out of the way because we've been going long. We got still more to do as well. So Tottenham kind of gut check, ugly win, even though they had more of the possession. Mitro scores again, and Richarlison, I was so happy you scored, but son,
What a goal.
wait to do your celebration till they say it's a goal. I mean, I understand you were very fired up, want to pull up that, but I mean, when you finally do score a goal and pull up your shirt, not going to feel special.
All right, so are you familiar with the transfer saga of the Marseille lad that we shared the name about?
Oh, yeah, that was you, Sam. You might not remember, but you did talk about that in the drunken transfer recap
Okay, so just to
before
quickly
you fell asleep.
just to quickly recap, that player verbally agreed to join Leeds, goes to the airport, gets an offer from Nice, cancels on Leeds, goes to Nice instead, fails a medical, remains at Marseille because the window's shut, right?
Yes.
And Leeds had a private jet waiting for him. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so that happened in microcosm in Richarlison's goal. That's why I bring it up. I scored the goal. I take my shirt off. Oh, shit, I didn't score the goal. Still get a yellow card.
Good. Put my shirt back on and go back to playing. Pretend like it never happened.
Absolutely brilliant. I would argue that this, and I've done this in court, and I've told that story on the show before, but now we have, loads of new listeners, not to brag. But so just quickly, that story again, I got a ticket for both an expired registration and a suspended registration. And I went to court and I said, the judge says, how do you plead? I said, not guilty. I said, well, judge. He said, why? I said, well, I believe these two charges are mutually exclusive. If I have a registration and it can be suspended, that's fine. But if I don't have one, there's nothing that can be suspended. That doesn't exist. And he was like, yeah, you're right. And I'm going to dismiss everything. And I looked at the state trooper. And I got the fuck out of there because I still hadn't renewed it.
Oh my God! That
At the
is
time,
bloody fucking brilliant.
Right. So this is, I would argue, if I was Richarlison, I should have my yellow card rescinded because the goal didn't stand. So this didn't happen. Anything after it didn't happen.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
Yeah,
Sorry.
doesn't matter.
Unfortunately, got the
It
yellow
did.
card.
It did. So yeah, you're right. Mitro is on the score sheet again with a lovely finish, to be honest with you.
But if he wants to keep up with Holland, he's going to have to start needing to put in a few hat
Couple
tricks there.
hat tricks, yeah. No shit.
But he is currently number 2 in the league for scoring, I believe. So
I think he is as well.
He's finally doing it in the Prem, which is huge for Fulham.
you still have Pierre-Emile Højbjerg on the score sheet.
Yeah.
Which he's done a couple times this season already.
Yeah, he's-
I don't know if it's Conte's system or what, but he's finding himself in some fantastic situations. A good bit of play, a little 1-2 with Richarlison. Obviously, he got the assist. The ref saved Fulham just a few minutes later a few minutes into the second half, I'm sorry, blowing the whistle when he shouldn't have because Spurs had a really good advantage despite that foul. I don't know if you saw that. Somebody got cleaned out in the midfield.
Yeah, I did.
And the referee got excited, wanted to give a yellow card, but it was Harry Kane, Richarlison, and I think Son on the other side before he got taken off against 2 Fulham defenders, and the referee pulled it back. Harry Kane immediately picked the ball up, and you could see him fucking berating the referee
Yeah.
from 35 yards away
Yeah.
all the way to him, and then stopped and, had a conversation. So he doesn't get a yellow.
Yeah, exactly.
A yellow for that. Sorry. It's the Tippa. It's a little gassy.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Also, 10% will fucking do it to you, too.
Yeah, I just burped.
Okay,
I'm
well.
fine. Anyway, Lloris had a great game as well. He had a couple of really good saves. He did have one major fuck up, but ended up being okay. So what are you going to do?
All right, next one. Wolves, finally on the board. Get a W. Good for them.
Not a great game.
They also, well, no, not a great game at all. This is definitely in.
So that this is the
happened.
one game that deserves to be there. Yeah.
This one, well, in Newcastle Palace, other than the bad refereeing, was kind of a no-so. That's for damn sure.
That's right. I mean, Southampton's they played well enough to get a draw. But Che Adams is not the fucking guy to score your goal every weekend.
No.
That's the problem. They need a tip to their spear, and they don't have one.
Yeah, and it's you could put was it Armstrong out there? Okay, maybe. Like no one seems to be definitive at wanting to score. And,
Correct.
And not having Borja, it affects you. It definitely hurts them.
They're really two teams with the same problem.
Yeah.
Wolves and Southampton, I think. They don't have anyone that can finish chances on a regular basis.
Hold on, wait. But Wolves just signed a brand new striker, Sasha Kolasinac.
Wait, how long are we into this chat, Mel? 15 seconds or so?
Yeah.
Something?
Yeah,
we got to fill for 15 more seconds.
Yeah, okay, very good. Well, my problem here is that also with him.
Fuck! He did his ACL.
I was also going to say
it's
Sam,
not funny when a player gets hurt.
So Sam, with that name though, I do have to say I had to pronounce it twice. I had to pronounce it last week too because somebody was asleep during the end of it. I believe it was at Southampton. Someone proclaimed, Wolves have no natural predators.
I think it was two because I listened back. I was like 2-3 players into Tottenham.
Yeah.
And then you said something to me. I didn't respond for about 12 seconds. And then I came back and I was like, all right, so Leicester. And you were like, no, we're not on Leicester. We're on Tottenham. And then we only have this, and Wolves. And I said,
Wolves.
Wolves have no natural predators.
And then I was like, Sam, do you need me to help? Yeah. And he pushes back the chair away from the table, and within moments, I'm talking like maybe a minute,
I started snoring. Yep.
Yes, Mel.
Ollie wants you to know that Diego Costa is going to the Wolves also.
Okay.
He's undergoing a medical. Yeah, that's
Very
true.
good.
I saw that today. He's undergoing a medical, and if all things go well, Diego Costa's supposed to be signed. So we are going to live in a league with Ivan Toney, Alexander Mitrovic, Cristiano Ronaldo, who is a shithouse in his own right, which no one really gives him credit for because he's actually good. Diego Costa, who'd I say? Tony,
Mitro, yeah.
Costa,
Mope.
Vardy.
Mope's definitely,
yeah, Mope's there.
Vardy, yeah.
We're going to exist in a league, but literally every shithouse in the world is in one forward line. It's going to be phenomenal.
The over-under, yellow cards versus goals for which number is going to be higher for Costa. Because Costa never gets reds. That's the thing. He's really good at getting that yellow and then fucking around the rest of the match and not getting a second yellow. He's brilliant at it. He somehow never gets a red. He's the dirtiest player in the game and somehow never gets a red.
Can I do the over-under 3?
Sure.
Within 3 of 0, either side,
Yeah.
that's going to happen.
Yeah, it's either.
I understand it's like a quinella, right?
Over three
the
yellow
lamest
cards
bet.
or over 3 goals, but
it's the lamest. It's the lamest
gonna be
bet in sports.
somewhere
but
in
it's
that range.
in that realm. Yeah,
he's gonna have.
it's definitely in that realm.
6 yellow cards and 3 goals, or it's gonna be like he's gonna have 9 goals and 6 yellows.
Fucking brilliant. Yeah, it's in that realm.
I like your thinking there, Mr. Graham. The 3. Hey, Wolves. If you add that strike, you add the striker with Costa. Maybe he helps. They're in a lot of trouble. They're a team too that just doesn't really have a ton of money to spend, and they're just maybe the big spending is finally caught up to them.
Yep. Could be.
And then we get to the end. I'm only going to do one thing because I also have in my notes, let Graham go. I'm just going to say the following. You are the most expensive player brought over at £100 million, and you scored right off the jump. Welcome to the Prem. One Mr. Anthony, the Brazilian.
Not off the jump.
Yeah, fairly quickly.
30 minutes.
Still 30 minutes into his professional career, he scored a goal. That is a good return on investment.
He played first team football for Ajax for 2 years.
Okay.
Come on.
Well, he went right ahead and scored a goal on you.
I know. On his debut. That's fine. Fair enough.
Good. I'm going to pour your Malort, and Mr. Graham, by all means, go.
Now, I mean, I've done most of it throughout the show as we discussed most of the refereeing situation. If that Martinelli goal was allowed to stand, I think the game would have been different, obviously. Manchester United would have had to change how they played. And and I think we would have continued to assert our dominance. I'm not disappointed in the result necessarily. I'm more angry at the match officials. I think they ruined what could have been a very good game because they took our team in in a situation that shouldn't have been an issue, made it an issue, and we're still young. We're still naive. It got bad when our coach, who is still a little short in the tooth, made 3 changes at once and took off Lukonga, who was our only curtain for the back line, really, because Xhaka, we all know, is quite slow.
Right.
And within, 2 minutes of those 3 players coming on at the same time, we conceded the 3rd goal, I think it was. So that's our fault. That's naivety. That's ridiculousness. You don't do that. You don't change the entire spine of your team at once. It was 2 central midfielders he brought off.
Yeah.
It was Odegaard and Lukonga at the same time.
That's interesting. Let's see if somebody else have thoughts. Hey, Ray, you there? Ray, you there?
I'm here.
Hey, Ray, how you doing?
I gotta take a piss, actually.
I'm doing fantastic.
So, Ray, Sam has his shot of Malort in hand. You have anything you want to talk to him about this weekend?
Oh, I think it was a fantastic this weekend for me. Fantabulous.
Really good.
I think it was a very good weekend. Yes, I think Anthony coming in and scoring on his premier debut, and I think that's the 21st player ever in Manchester United history. And then the 2 goals by Rashford.
That's not really
up front.
a stat, is it? He was the
Like, how's that
he was the
Malort- how's that
432nd player
Malort
ever in
taste?
history to do this one thing. Yeah, okay.
That's all right. But how's that Malort taste?
I haven't had it yet because I'm talking to you, which I did
You
not
should
want to
drink
do.
up, sir.
All right, okay.
Oh, I know. I know you don't want to do
Go
it.
ahead. I'll drink up.
You-
No problem. No problem. You go ahead. Hey, you know what, right? Phil.
Hey, you know what? I think you're just a little bitter because I called that Manchester United was going to win this game earlier in the week, and you told me I was dreaming and laughed your ass off. And now, who's got the last laugh now?
Well, if Paul
But that's
Tierney wasn't
okay,
born in
you know,
Salford, it might have been a
hashtag-
different story. JK.
But it's called hashtag bans, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You know what I will say.
Don't get mad.
You know
Don't
what I
get
will
mad.
say? On about 62 minutes, when Scott McTominay grabbed Martin Odegaard by his waist and rugby tackled him, it should have been a red card, not a yellow. And here's why. It should have been a second yellow, rather. I'm sorry, not his first. Gabriel Martinelli was running towards the sideline in the first half, separate from the other incidents.
Yes.
Right? The ball was already out of play. Scott McTominay, 2 fully extended arms, shoves Martinelli to the ground outside of the pitch. Why is that not a yellow card?
That's true.
Referee saw the entire thing of that as well. VAR can't recommend a yellow, fine. So they can't look at that. So why are they allowed to look at the other thing?
Yeah, fair enough.
Well,
If
because it was a
that's
goal.
not a clear and
because I
obvious error, if that's not a clear and obvious error, why is the other one?
Well,
Because if I
I'm
did
not
that, and I have done that, that's a yellow for me.
if I'm not mistaken, the rules are when a goal scored by the opposing team, if the opposing team or the whatever team is fouled during that goal because he doesn't have clear space and time to control that ball.
But as we saw in the
goal would be
Leicester game,
disallowed.
that wasn't a foul.
Right.
As we saw in the Leicester game, that
but-
wasn't a foul. It happens 100 times a game, and it's no foul.
Right.
That happened later on in this game, and it wasn't a foul.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but at the same time, I'm disagreeing with you.
Well, you're disagreeing with him because it favors you.
Yes.
So
I guess it's Old Trafford favoritism again. Is that back?
that's
Yeah,
how it always works out.
it's deviled eggs. That's what it is. It's the red deviled eggs.
All right. Well, so hey,
You have your chance to repeat. You have your chance to, get even when we come to the Emirates.
And
later this
we
year.
will. I'm not worried about that. We will.
all right. Hey, Ray, one more thing. There
Absolute
you go.
cunt.
Just gotta lay it on him like that. That's how we
But
roll.
no, I mean, you know what? Alexis McAllister showed this weekend, right? With bad refereeing, you got to play through it.
Mm-hmm.
Arsenal did not, and that's fair.
Yeah, and it's what the only part that sucks about this for you, and then we're gonna go ahead and move on to our betting segment is This was the first challenge, and it didn't work out the way it should have.
Do you hear that?
Yeah, there's a little blah thing. That's probably from when Ray called in. So we gotta. No, I guess it's just something happening. Doesn't matter. Keep it rolling. There we go. Now
That's
it's
it.
gone. Yes, there it was.
It sounded like we were at the club.
Yeah, it was going.
Yeah, I mean, come see us at the Emirates. You got. I'm ready for it.
Allow me to say this one last time, Mr. Graham. VAR is not about making correct calls. It's about making the proper excuse for the call that they want.
Sure money.
I'm down 500.
The same. The same.
By the way, Ray texted me, hey, I had more to say, but I got disconnected.
Oh, Ray,
Yes.
you poor, sweet, beautiful bastard.
You fell for it.
Oh, you fell for it hook, line, and sinker.
Just
Oldest-
like Manchester United is going to do down the table.
Oh, the oldest one in the book, man. It's the oldest one in the book.
It's the oldest radio joke in the book.
Yep.
You hang up on them.
All right.
Anyway, so this is the segment Sure Money, where we give you our bets to better inform you on your bets. And if you can't understand the irony in that, that's on you. We are not responsible for your bad decision-making process. Once again, just to remind everybody, as we had to do a little interlude there, I am down $500.
Yep, 500.
I have not hit a single fucking bet so far.
Hey, Mr. Graham. Same.
Yeah, brilliant.
Ditto.
So I'll give you my couple losers real quick here because it's quite controversial. Said if they're going to deforest anything, why don't they deforest England?
Love it.
There you go. Mr. Houston, what is on your...
Got too greedy, and I spelled two wrong. I only gave it 1-0. Fuck it. Liverpool lost points.
There you go. I'll take that as well.
Very good. Alrighty.
Perfecto. So what do you have, sir?
What I wrote here, should have just bet the draw. I'm now down 500. And at some point, I need to actually start.
Yeah, but you actually won the game.
At some point, I need to actually. Yeah, I know I should have won. But then one of those goals would have. I mean, there was no Divock Origi to make it happen, but there would have been some new person that would have made it a 1-1 draw at the end, and I would have hit my bet. But eventually, it's going to come to fruition, Sam.
Big Sam's Lock of the Week.
Getting really tired of saying this 0% of the time. It works 100% of the time, except for when it doesn't, like 5 times in a fucking row. Do not do the bets that I do. Alrighty, so I'm going back to the well of the at least if I lost, it means Liverpool fucked off and fucked off in my betting tactic. That's going to be my move for a little while here.
Right, here we go with this again.
Bet Liverpool to do something really well, and if I don't hit, at least they
failed. Yeah,
they failed, which will make me happy. So at least if I'm losing money, I could go.
You don't care.
Fuck you, Reds.
Which they'll I'm sure this is going to be on the radar.
This one's a wackadoodle one. You're going to enjoy this one.
All right.
Give me Liverpool -1, so they got to win by 2. And Mo Salah to score at any time, and Andy Robertson to assist at any time. So, thinking 2 goals, that happens.
Okay.
Plus $535, and I'll be up $35, and it'll all be a bad dream.
Who was this against?
Oh, God, I forget who they're playing. I'm like, Wolves. They play Wolves.
That's gonna be tough.
Wolves don't like to give
up goals.
Give up goals, but that's
so
what
if they
I'm going
draw, you're happy.
with. No, because it's got to be Liverpool's got to win by more than.
No, I know, but if they draw, you'll be happy.
Oh, I'll be happy because they lost
but you'll be
points.
poor. That's
Right.
fine.
Exactly. I'll just keep losing money. It's the.
Yeah.
Still, if I can't,
I like your logic. You keep it up.
If I can't win, at least Liverpool fucks off.
Exactly. You keep it up. So we have a very good friend of ours, Pat, who can't call in tonight because he's a little tired boy, and he went to bed. So I have his email.
And that's the original boring one. He sent a second one, but it was after we had already started recording. So fuck it. You get the original boring one.
And now, it's time for our degenerate gambling friend Pat's Pick of the Week.
Since we're calling people out today, hashtag admin, this is the one you handed me.
Yeah, I know. I know.
right.
It's he had
Full
said-
disclosure.
He said there was a second email. I went in. I immediately printed the first email that pulled up, and that was the email that pulled up. And then I saw a few minutes later the new email popped up. Didn't bother.
Brilliant. So, Pat, you may have changed it. We don't know.
No, he kept the bet the same. He just wrote it
good.
better.
It just wrote it better. I got you. He's down $300 now, so I'm going to try and make a safe 2-game parlay, like there is one.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll take Villa plus half a goal at -170 and Everton plus 1.5 goals over Arsenal.
So you got you have to beat Everton by 2.
Right.
Is what he's taking. So it's not a bad bet.
At -120.
Yeah.
That pays off on a $100 bet at 190. Very boring, but I hope to stop this losing streak.
Oh, I mean, his losing streak's only over like 2 fucking games.
Yep.
Or 3 fucking games.
But he said Everton plus 1.5 goals over Arsenal.
Yeah, they're getting 1.5 goals. So if they
I
lose,
see what you're saying.
Yeah,
So
if they
it's
lose
written
1-0,
backwards in
right?
that-
If they
in a
lose
money line
1-0,
situation.
he's
Got
getting
it.
the goal.
Okay, that's done.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, so not terribly exciting. You know
No.
what is exciting?
Mine.
Yeah, go ahead.
It
What's
is.
yours?
Mine is a 4-game parlay.
Because why not? Because 4-game
Fuck
parlays fix everything.
So I've got and I did all like weird shit. Brighton over Bournemouth, Liverpool over Wolves, Villa over Leicester, and Brentford over Southampton.
Okay.
Mel, I'd mean no offense by this. I just chose 4 games. It didn't mean anything to me.
Oh. Ouch.
Considering I brought Ray on the show, I guess that's fair.
Fair enough.
That
Fair
would
enough.
net me if it hits. A straight money line on each, of course. If that hits, it nets me plus $1,683.
Very good. Very good. Well, I mean, that was good.
That was excellent. I thought it was fucking brilliant radio.
It's not as good as a chicken.
Well, Kitty is back to her winning ways and sits 2 over 3. So this weekend, I gave Kitty Arsenal hosting Everton.
Oh.
Now, Kitty quickly showed me a photo of her and, Middlesbrough, Hull City great, Ray Parler.
Clearly, Middlesbrough and Hull City.
The
great.
Romford Pele.
This is Ray Parler, and you're listening to the Dayu Football Show.
Come on.
Cheers. Oh, that guy was so drunk, which
All
is
right.
good because Kitty was there helping Ray recharge with electrolytes and hydration from the previous night's drinking when he met our very own Sam Graham. Now, apparently, he played for Arsenal too, and so he's picking them to beat Everton.
Bunch of dickheads.
Very good. How about that?
I hate you.
No,
You know what?
don't.
And I
Not
gotta
you,
give,
him.
I gotta give Mel credit. You know what? Great job cold reading because I just looked over at all the fucking typos I throw in there. Like
Oh, good.
all of the typos. And
So-
she managed it very well. And she also nailed Kitty quickly this time.
Yeah, am I back to being the best cold reader in the business?
Sure. You
I don't
what?
know,
Yeah,
but-
actually, yes. You know why? Because she's gonna fuck off the next one. Why? Yes, Mel. Mel, you are the best cold reader in the business.
Well,
no
do you know
one's
what?
better than you. You are so brave and so strong. Why? Thank you, Glad Frog.
Well,
That's a South Park reference, by the way.
I am so good because while Graham earlier forgot to remind us to drink responsibly,
No, he did.
not.
He did not.
I disagree. I will remind everybody to please gamble illegally and responsibly.
He still remembers my name, I'm sure.
Championship Corner!
I've fallen and I can't get up. Oh no!
We got off to a fucking cracker on
Okay.
Friday night. It was West Brom 1, Burnley 1, which is just the scoreline everybody wants to see.
Especially with those two clubs.
Such a slug. On Saturday, we did actually have some decent results. Bristol City over Blackburn 3-2, Millwall over Cardiff 2-0, Norwich over Coventry 3-0, and Swansea over QPR was 1-0 on Saturday. Sunday brought us some good games as well. Sheffield United over Hull City 2-0, Blackpool over Huddersfield 1-0, playoff contenders last season. As I keep reminding you, not doing so hot this year.
They're at the bottom right now.
Close to it. On Monday night, though, Middlesbrough 1-0 over Sunderland. So that leaves your championship situation after 8 games played through the top 8. You have Sheffield United in first place on 17 points, Norwich in second on 16, Reading with a -2 goal differential in third on 15 points. So they're winning a lot of games 1-0, like I said, and losing by a bigger margin than that.
Yeah, not good.
Bristol City in fourth place on 14 points. Burnley has fallen from their early graces and now in fifth on 13 points, as is Watford in sixth on 13 points. Blackburn Rovers now down in seventh on 12 points after they started the season pretty brightly. And Sunderland, the new boys back to the championship, taking their chance as it seems so far. After 8 games, they are on 11 points in 8th place. As we go down to the bottom of the championship. Now, there's one team, the bottom team, Coventry City, who's only played 5 games. Other than that, everybody else is pretty much up to speed, give or take 1 or 2. Birmingham City are in 21st, 8 points with a -3. You also have Cardiff City sitting at 8 points, -4. So only 1 goal keeping them out of the relegation zone. 23rd is Huddersfield Town on 4 points with a -4. And as I said, Coventry City bringing up the rear. 1-4. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is 1 draw and 4 losses with a -6 goal differential. But again, they've only played 5 games. So when they come back up to the requisite 8 that the rest of the league is at, maybe a different story, but it doesn't look promising.
And that is all very classically championship sides. So that's when you talk about going from the championship to League One, like Ipswich Town has recently done. Somebody like Hull has gone up and down a few times, so they're okay with it. They can handle it. But these clubs, like somebody like a Huddersfield Town, who's just been in the championship forever, except for the 2 seasons that they were in the Prem, this cripples them financially if they do not stay
Big time.
up. Very much so. So it's very interesting story to watch because it's the teams that came up. You know, they've at least early on. I mean, there are still 557,000 more games left to play in the championship.
That's right. True.
So a lot can change, but early on, that's not good.
No, not at all, especially when you were a playoff contender last season.
Exactly. Well, I
To
mean,
start off this poorly is not a good thing.
they lost 2 very key players to Nottingham Forest.
That's true. Yep.
You know, so those 2 players mean nothing in the 23 new signings that Forest did, but to
They
Huddersfield,
mean everything.
They mean
to Huddersfield.
everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to wrap it up, boys and girls. Sammy, any parting words?
Not a ton. I do. If you want to hear the ins and outs of it, you got to go to Patreon. Patreon.com/DU Football Show. But I was the cunt of the week this week, and I called myself out for it, and I've apologized to the requisite parties, and that apology has been accepted. So, moving on. Excellent.
I would also say, while we do get you right proper drunk, and it was fantastic that you fell asleep, I was a little cunty not being able to complete the list.
Yeah.
It was as great as it was also like, Jesus Christ, Graham. I don't think I've ever seen you that sloppy, to be honest.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was very bad. But you know what? Wolves have no natural predators, so what better thing can I end on?
I will say it does make the train wreck of what it was makes for great radio, so
By
it
the way,
doesn't matter.
New shirt coming to the DU Football Shack.
What?
No, the Drip Shack. We're going to do a Wolves have no natural predators.
Oh, I thought the caption was my face with.
I can do that one too.
All right, so all our Wolves.
Oh, no. I told Taylor I would do something.
Oh, what's that?
Birds can fly. There's your nature fact of the week.
Birds can fly. He wants a nature fact of the week every week now?
That's what he texted me.
Okay, very good.
Can't wait to see this week's science nugget, is what he said. Birds can fly.
All right, next
You
up
piece of shit.
Next up is injury time. We're going to talk about the beers we've been drinking. I'm also got a fun little beer and liquor combo for us to try as well. You know of the Chicago handshake, Sam. We're going to be doing the St. Charles handshake.
Ooh.
So that's going to be coming up as well.
Excited about that.
Checking on our adopted clubs. We talk about our fantasy teams, and then we go ahead and preview the entire weekend's action. Should somebody want to check that out, how do they go about doing it, Mr. Graham?
They do it at patreon.com/DU Football Show, and they sign up to that one beautiful $5 tier where they get both of our extra shows. That is Sound Check, where we actually do our sound check. Today was a bit of a doozy. actually, because I couldn't get my mic cord to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they get Injury Time, which is our preview show, previewing the upcoming action of the weekend. If they're a very good Patreon supporter, they engage with us a lot, they might get our phone numbers, which is how Taylor texted me. And I am a whore, and I do Dance Monkey Dance, which is why I told you that birds could fucking fly. So there you go.
And hey, look, if you're new to the show, please take a second, go to whatever appropriate page you listen to us on. Give us a quick review.
Yes, please. That helps
share.
The show so much.
Yeah.
It really does.
Facebook, on YouTube, a quick like, a quick subscribe. Those things all mean a ton. Mel?
You have a friend apparently in the Twitch. Swisha is very upset that Arsenal lost to United and wants you to know they were top class up until the 60th minute.
Yeah,
Sounds about
we
right.
were. Yeah.
Sounds about
all
right.
fell apart after
We
that.
had 60% possession that game.
Yeah, it all fell apart after
know.
that.
It
was-
did.
The triple sub was a wrong move.
It was horrendous.
absolutely the wrong move.
Naivety. It's
Yeah.
naivety. It's a growing lesson, and I'm happy we're still top of the table, despite it.
Sam, good news. We talked about this prior, is that Liverpool and City, they're kind of fucking it off. They're not as on as they should be. And I know you're not going to want to hear me say it for the second team, but Arsenal and Spurs, it's there for the fucking taking if you want it. It really is. It's there for the fucking taking, because if those teams keep dropping points, fuck around and find out. If they start paying too much attention to the Champions League, it's there. It's there, and those two sides are good enough to fuck with them.
The good thing is, Arsenal don't care about the Europa League.
No, not one
Tottenham
bit.
do care about the Champions League.
Exactly.
And we play them the first game back from the international break.
Brilliant.
Dare I say title decider? Hashtag 2-horse race.
Till next week, everyone.
Get your Spurs, Ed. You cunt.